All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is June 18th, 2025. My name is John Carignan. I am the lead instructor here at the BYOB Trading Room. Hey, let's go take a look at some charts. Let's see how I made $750 today. All right, so tough day today. All right, first, what did I make today? Had a lot of trades. A lot of jockeying around, trying to muscle some position in there. Here we go. I made 11,000 on some calls. Those were 605 0 DTE calls, and those you can see were buying the lows, okay, and selling the rallies up here in SPY. So 605 calls, made 11,000 on those. Again, buying the lows of the candles and selling the peaks. That's all there was on those. That was tough. 4,600 on buying the lows and selling the peaks right through here. Okay, you can see the first trade was probably taken right about 232. Right here, right at 232. Buying the lows and selling the peaks up there. 2,400 must have been a covered call. See what we got. Yeah, 606 covered calls, made 2,400 on some covered calls right there. 604 calls, 0 DTE. Again, buying the lows and selling the rallies right through here. Okay, 604 calls. 589 puts, 342. Those were covered puts. I sold those puts and covered down here for $342. 603 calls, buying the lows, selling the highs of this area right through here. 600 calls, bought the low, sold the high into this pop down into this area right here, which is the first red erases green entry right there. Okay, lost 6,000 on some puts. Thought price was probably going to break down right through here at the opening candle. Okay, and never broke down. Had to sell those for a loss. Again, sold those for a loss. So I lost 6,000 there. Lost 14,000 on these 605 2 DTE calls. That was price just melting all afternoon. Melting right there. That's it. So I wound up with a plus of 889 for the day. Okay, so that's my options for the day. Bought some more silver calls. All right. I'm up to 20 silver calls now. See if I can get that open. This is my current inventory. I don't know why it's so slow. So I got silver calls right here. 93 days till expiration. Got 20 of those with a cost basis of $1.39 per share right there. Still got SPY calls, long distance SPY calls, 37 days till expiration, 15, 45, 43, 23, 12, all of those. Still got some of those. Still holding those for the big pop-up. Hopefully when we get a trade deal, we'll get a nice pop-up. As long as geopolitical environment doesn't squash it. All right, I got some 605 calls, got about 521 of those. Cost basis is 29 cents per share on those. So looking for a pop, a 10-minute uptrend sometime on Friday. Thursday we're closed, so we'll see what happens. So all in all, pretty much a break-even day. I'm up 750. Did not make my goal. My goal would have been 1,800. Did not make 1,800, so we'll see what happens. 1,800. So we'll see what happens on Friday. Thursday we're closed. All right, so let's take a look at SPY on the 10-minute chart. Let's look at it on a clean chart. SPY into the close, 10-minute downtrend into the close. 2-hour downtrend into the close. Daily chart. Price candle, lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish cross, but over the 17 EMA. We're still bullish on the SPY, hanging out up there in quadrant 4, okay, up over the all-time high anchored VWAP. You can see price action moving up, holding the higher ground. Again, consolidation over prior consolidation. That's bullish. All right, so I'm still bullish on SPY. We're up here in quadrant 4. That's bullish. We're up over 17 EMA. Still bullish on that. Over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Still bullish on that. Okay, so SPY in an uptrend. Higher lows, higher highs. That's uptrend. That's bullish right there. Okay, let's take this and squish it down. Don't need to see that. Let's trade this out. And let's go to here. Okay, so there's SPY. Let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ got a probably same thing as SPY. Actually, looks like they got an inside day. Low there is no, same as SPY. Lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish cross, but over the 17 EMA. That's bullish up there on QQQ, up in quadrant 4. Okay, again, consolidation over prior consolidation. That's a bullish environment. We're up over the uptrend line. We're up over the all-time high anchored VWAP. We're up here in quadrant 4. All of that is bullish. Okay, so everything's looking good still on QQQ. Still bullish QQQ. Making higher lows and higher highs. That's an uptrend. That's also bullish. Let's take a look at FNGB. All right, FNGB, consolidation over prior consolidation. That's bullish. Holding the higher ground up here in quadrant 4. That's bullish over the uptrend line. Bullish over the 17, the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's bullish over the 17 EMA. Also bullish. Closing underneath the bullish trap. It's kind of neutral right there. Okay, so that's FNGB. Making higher lows and higher highs. That's bullish. Consolidation over prior consolidation. Still bullish on FNGB. Let's take a look at IWM. All right, IWM outside day. Lower low, higher high. Closing under a bearish trap, but over the 17 EMA. Okay, up there in quadrant 3, just on the midpoint, kind of neutral. All right, closing under the bearish trap is bearish. Looks like they closed, under a bearish trap is bearish. Closing over the 17 is bullish. Okay, closing under the uptrend line, that's kind of neutral because we haven't broke the rubber band candle yet on IWM. Trading right on the bullish side of neutrality right here. Closing over the consolidation. Again, we got consolidation over prior consolidation. That's bullish. Okay, but notice we did go up and gave it up. Okay, so that's neutral. All right, so no longer in the lower third, not in the upper third, so we're still neutral through here. Okay, closing over the all-time high anchored VWAP, that's definitely bullish up there. Okay, so it's on the bullish side of neutrality. Still neutral right here. Look at price moving up, holding the higher ground, making higher lows and higher highs. An uptrend, that's also still bullish. So still bullish on IWM. Okay, just not in the upper third, not in the lower third. Still neutral, neutral bullish. IWM, let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow is a lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap, bearish. Under the 17, that's bearish. Under the uptrend line, that's bearish. Over the all-time high anchored VWAP, that's bullish. In the upper third, that's bullish up there. Okay, so kind of a mixed bag, neutral bullish up there on Diamond Dow, hanging out in the upper third. Still in an uptrend. Higher lows, higher highs is an uptrend. That's still bullish. Okay, so neutral bullish up there on Diamond Dow. Let's take a look at technicals. T2122. Okay, we find ourselves popping out of the seller's chop zone into the buyer's chop zone, spending some time there till the end of the day, and then we got washed out, all right, down into the seller's chop zone. T2123, price action, little profit taking going on. See us fading underneath the 200 SMA here. Maybe we can recover that on Friday. We'll see what happens. You can see some more continued selling, profit taking, a little bit of bullishness happening here, mixed bag, and then some more continued selling into the end of the day. That's T2123. With the geopolitical concerns, I can see why people are probably taking risk off. So we could get a pullback with this risk off situation. We'll see what happens. That's T2123. That's the 15 minute. Okay, still making higher lows and higher highs. So we're still in an uptrend. Okay, moving, holding the higher ground up there. Okay, so basically, no, we're in a downtrend on the 15 because we got a low and we made a lower low. So we're in a downtrend on the 15-minute chart for T2123. But all in all, up and holding the higher ground, that's bullish. Consolidation over prior consolidation, that's bullish. Currently showing a downtrend on the 15-minute chart. On the 3-bar chart, okay, 3 more green candle bars here. Still, nope, 3 red candle bars here, okay, so that's bearish, okay. Price action still holding the higher ground, okay, so we've got price action is, do we have any lower lows? No, still in an uptrend on the 3-bar chart. Still in an uptrend. Okay, let me fix that. Okay, so 1 red candle bar on the 3-bar chart. Okay, so still in an uptrend, still holding the higher ground, still up over the 200 SMA, that's bullish. Up over the prior all-time high, that's also bullish. Holding that higher ground's bullish. Consolidation over prior consolidation, still bullish. Just taking some profit there, as you can see on the 15-minute chart, with us making a low and then making a lower low. Okay, so we got a low here and we made a lower low. So that puts us in a downtrend on the 15, but on the 3-bar chart, we're still in an uptrend. That's T2123. FNGB, okay, price moving up, holding the higher ground. Let's take a look at what happened today. Today's the 18th. You can see a little bit of selling, a little bit of buying, a little bit of profit taking up here as price fades underneath this 200 SMA. Doesn't look like it's going to stick underneath there. Looks like they kind of want to push it back up over. We'll see what happens. All right, there's FNGB on the 15-minute. You can see we still got a bullish gap that hasn't been filled. You can still see we got consolidation over prior consolidation. Price action still holding strong on FNGB. Up over this all-time high anchored VWAP that's bullish, up over the uptrend line, also bullish. Everything looking good on FNGB. I'm still bullish. Okay, you got price action. Let's draw a box. Okay, you got a box right here. You can see price action up over prior consolidation. Consolidation over consolidation. That's still bullish, FNGB. All right, let's take a look at a few sectors. All right, first sector is XLE. Okay, energy's on fire right now. Let's go back to FNGB. Let's go to XLE. All right, XLE got an outside day, higher high, lower low, closing over a bullish trap. That's bullish over the 17, bullish. Over the downtrend line 1 and 2, both of those bullish. Closing, actually knocking on the door of the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's neutral, bullish. Not in the lower third, not in the upper third, still in an uptrend. All of that still neutral, bullish on XLE. USO. Okay, USO, high flyer here. Looking like a higher low and a higher high, closing over a bullish trap. Over the 17, all of that is bullish. Quadrant 4, closing up in quadrant 4, that's bullish. Holding this higher ground, looking like they're going to hold up here, that's bullish. Up over the all-time high anchored excuse me, up over the 3-year high anchored VWAP. That's bullish. Breaking the downtrend line. That's bullish. Don't need that anymore. Making higher lows, definitely higher highs. All of that is bullish. Probably maybe going to put in a new high up here. We'll see what happens. A new 12-month high could happen. So there's USO. That's bullish on USO. UNG, higher low, higher high, closing over bullish trap. That's bullish. Over the 17, also bullish in an uptrend. Finally made a higher high here. That's uptrend. That's bullish. Up over the 12-month high anchored VWAP. That's bullish. All right. Kind of bullish neutral. All right. Up over the uptrend line. That's bullish. Over the downtrend line. That's bullish. Price action not over the 50-yard line or the midpoint. That's kind of neutral. So still neutral here on UNG. Not in the lower third. Not in the upper third. Just kind of neutral. I like to see them hold some higher ground for once. They did here and then they gave it all up. Maybe they can get back up here and hold it this time. We'll see. Is the only reason they're popping is because of geopolitical concerns? Well, we'll find out soon, all right? So there's UNG. Let's take a look at SMH. Up here in quadrant 4, that's bullish over the trap, bullish over the 17, bullish over the all-time high anchored VWAP, definitely bullish, okay? Making higher lows and higher highs, also bullish. SMH is bullish. XLK. Okay, XLK lower high and lower low, closing over a bullish trap, that's bullish. Over the 17, bullish. Quadrant 4, bullish. Holding the higher ground, bullish. Consolidation over prior consolidation. Up in quadrant 4, that's bullish. Over the uptrend line, still bullish. Making a new all-time high 2 days ago on the 16th. All right, that's bullish. Over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP, that's bullish. Making higher lows and higher highs, also still bullish. XLK. Now XLF. Okay, XLF holding the higher ground up here in quadrant 4. That's bullish. Okay, just going to say if they take out this low right here, they'll have a downtrend. Okay, currently they're in an uptrend, not moving up. Okay, they're moving to the right. Okay, so closing under a bearish trap, that's bearish. Under the 17 is bearish, but up in quadrant 4, that's bullish. Over the all-time high anchored VWAP, also bullish. Still in the uptrend, higher lows, higher highs, still got that uptrend going on. XLF, still bullish up there, but look like it's losing some mojo. IYT. All right, IYT has moved up and has this funky bullish flag up here with a double peak in it. Actually, a little W pattern in this bullish flag. You can see a lower high, lower low, closing under a bearish trap. That's bearish. Under the 17, bearish. Over the uptrend line, that's bullish. Under the all-time high anchored VWAP right there, that's kind of neutral bullish because they're knocking on the door. You can see its price action for transports, not in the lower third, not in the upper third. So neutral bullish here. Love it that they're holding the higher ground. I got to say, if they take out this low right here, they'll have themselves a downtrend and they will negate the uptrend that they're in. So below that tail is not good. We'll see what they want to do on Friday. That's it for me, traders. Everybody have a wonderful afternoon. I will see you all on Friday. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Today was a tough day for the SPY, as you can see on the 5-minute chart. Okay, so what did we have? Today was the 18th. Okay, we had a nice rally rip out of there. Okay, that was nice. Nice 10-minute rip over the over VWAP. That was nice. Then they just faded till, well, 2 p.m. Then they gave us the EKG, only to have more consolidation under prior consolidation. So all in all, it was a tough day after that 10-minute rip over VWAP right there. They just faded it all day long. Okay, so it was a tough day. This was the only trend we had. Didn't have quite much of a trend for 10-minute chart under VWAP. Nothing breaking a rubber band candle. As you can see for the downtrend, you can see all of these candles are attached. Even this one is attached to VWAP. All of these failed to make a lower low. That would have made this candle here the rubber band candle, and you can see we never got any candles below that. Okay, so there's SPY. It was a tough day, except for this 10-minute uptrend over VWAP right there. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys all on Friday. All right, thanks everybody. Everybody have a wonderful day off.